We're talking Star Wars today. Oh yeah. So last weekend we had a Star Wars celebration. They announced all kinds of goodies. New shows, new games, I guess there's 2 of them. New comics, new novels, all kinds of stuff. It's a great time to be a Star Wars fan. Okay, I know. A lot of people, they've kind of given up on Star Wars. After Disney took over the franchise, there's a lot of hope to see what they would come up with. But I think a lot of people were disappointed with what they produced. A lot of my friends and people that I talk to, they're just done with Star Wars. They've reached Star Wars fatigue. Is that a thing? Like subscription fatigue, but Star Wars? There's a lot of it right now. I feel like it was caused by this vicious cycle of people getting really, really hyped up for new Star Wars stuff. And then they were just disappointed again. And it would happen again and again. And, now they just don't care. They don't care about Star Wars. And they should. There's a lot of good stuff out there. So if that is you might want to give some of these a chance. These shows in particular are great. They're so much fun. So we got Clone Wars, we got Rebels. I know what you're saying. You look at them and they're like, oh, they're cartoon, they're animated, they're for children, right? But when was the last time you saw a children's show behead somebody? Yeah, they may look like they're for children, but adults can appreciate them too. If you like Star Wars, you're going to appreciate it. And even the newer shows, like The Mandalorian and even the Book of Boba Fett, I know it's had mixed reactions, but there is a lot of good Star Wars to enjoy there. So Star Wars had a celebration last weekend, and they announced a whole bunch of new goodies. Here's what I was excited to see, and here's what I'm looking forward to. Did you like the movie Rogue Squadron? It was totally different from all the other Star Wars we've seen. They dropped a new trailer for a series called Andor. This is going to follow the character Cassian Andor. Cassian? Yeah, Cassian, that's the one. And judging from the trailer, this looks like a completely different tone than what we've seen so far in The Mandalorian and the Book of Boba Fett. It's going to be darker, for sure. And this series is supposed to be a setup it's basically a prequel to Rogue Squadron. If you haven't watched Rogue Squadron, then you're really missing out. Rogue Squadron is probably the best movie Disney has produced since acquiring the Star Wars license. So Andor, the new show, is supposed to be airing in August. So that's the next one to look forward to after Obi-Wan. Then we got this one. This is Skeleton Crew. This one caught me by surprise. I wasn't expecting this one. I guess we're traveling across the galaxy with a group of lost children. And it's starring David Tennant. Yeah, that David Tennant. It's coming next year. So Skeleton Crew is set in the same timeline as Mandalorian. So this leaves it open to all kinds of crossovers with characters that we've seen in the other shows. So this is exciting because there's a lot of really great characters that we don't really get to see. So this is exciting. I'm really excited to see what this is going to be. There's not too much known about it so far, but I am excited. Another one to keep an eye out on is Ahsoka. This one follows around Ahsoka. It's Anakin Skywalker's Padawan. Did you know that Anakin had a Padawan? You're really out of the loop then. You've got to watch the Clone Wars. It really explores the relationship between Padawan and Master with Anakin and Ahsoka. It's great. Especially the later seasons. It gets real dark. It gets real gritty. It's awesome. So this new show is going to be all about Ahsoka. And we've seen her in the Book of Boba Fett, and we've seen her in The Mandalorian. She's quite the badass. I think I'm most excited for this one because I love the character. Tales of the Jedi is another interesting one that you need to be watching out for. It's going to be 6 episodes, and it's going to follow a young Count Dooku and Ahsoka. This is going to be telling stories that we've not really seen on the screen before. The first episode apparently has young Qui-Gon Jinn, that's Obi-Wan's master. There are so many story beats that Count Dooku is a part of that happen off screen. So I'm super excited to see how they're going to portray those events and what stories they're going to be telling. That's it for the shows anyways, but there's also a new movie coming out. It's supposed to be coming out late next year. This movie's by Taika Waititi. I don't know how to say it. This guy, he plays Korg. We love him. We know he's a great storyteller. We know he can produce excellent films. So I'm excited to see what he does with the Star Wars franchise. They talked about a bunch of new comics and new novels as well. And of course, new video games. We have Knights of the Old Republic 2 coming out for Switch. So that's cool if you got a Switch. And this one's more exciting. This is Jedi Survivor. This is the sequel to Jedi Fallen Order. So we finally get to see what happens with Cal Kestis. That's a hard name for me to say. The first game was a good challenging experience, and I cannot wait for the sequel. So those are the ones that mostly interested me. The new Obi-Wan show is releasing episodes now, and based on the first 2 that I've seen, I'm excited to see where it goes. You gotta check those out as well. It's worth watching for sure. Anyways, thank you for watching. This has been Putting Up with James, and thank you for putting up with me. I'll see you next time.